Hello everyone, my name is Alexis Crook, and in today's video, we are going to be talking through the Bulk Project Allocation Flatgrid options. So there are some options within the Flatgrid that help you further analyze the data that is being pulled into your Flatgrid view. So within here, you have the ability to overlay heat maps, show your unallocated percentage, show things like net availability, filter on resource request type, so whether the resource request is approved, denied, so on. I will also explain a little bit more in depth a new feature called planning intervals and other things as well. All right, so navigating to the Bulk Project Allocation Flatgrid tile, here is my view. I've got some information pulled into my populating here on the right-hand side. Today we are going to focus on this button, which is the options. So if I click into here, the first thing that we've got here is the ability to overlay a heat map. So you can turn this off if you want. There will be no heat map on your information. You can turn on the resource heat map. This can be set up within your admin settings to identify what thresholds you want to show as certain colors. If you have not checked that out, I highly recommend that you do. There is a resource request heat map. This shows different colors based on the status of different requests. So in this case, I have a pending request. You can see that that's showing blue. There will be other colors for statuses that are approved, statuses that are rejected, so on. And then lastly, there is a non-zero heat map. So this is identifying where there are not zeros, zero assignments within your view. I'm going to go ahead and turn that off just for easy visibility. Next thing we've got here is hide task. So before I turn that on, we've got resource name, project name, and task name here. If you are not using custom tasks and want to hide that column of tasks, you can absolutely do so. Now I've just got resource name and project name and my information. The tasks are no longer showing. Next one here, we've got show total row. This is going to be the sum of your data. By the way, these little question marks next to some of these will help you understand what they mean if you turn them on. So if I turn on my total row, you can see here now that up at the top, there is my totals. I'm going to go ahead and turn that back off. Show total demand planning. This is going to be the sum of your demand planning resources assignments only. So in this case, I've got 26.26 FTE assigned to demand planning resources within the information that I am choosing to pull in here. Similarly, there is show named total. I will turn both of those on. This is the total of your named resources. So there is demand planning, then there's named resources. Those together should make that total, as you can see here. Moving on, I'm going to turn all of those off. All right. Show unallocated percentage. So this is going to be the percentage of the assignments that are assigned to demand planning resources. In this case, 39% of all of the assignments in this month are unallocated to named resources, meaning they are on my demand planning resources. Next option here, we've got capacity out of bounds indicator. This is going to show an icon. Let's see if I turn this on. I don't think I have anyone assigned outside of their capacity, but there will be an icon that appears if a resource is planned past maybe their end date of capacity. So that's either identifying to you that you need to extend out their capacity, or you need to know that they have left the organization and maybe assign that work elsewhere. Next option here, show planning intervals. You can see now that this has pulled in this row here, planning intervals. If you go into general settings, there is a new option for planning intervals that you can identify there, and that will show throughout all of your Flatgrid. Next here, we've got our show selection calculations. I personally like to keep this one on. This shows a bunch of information. If I select some cells, you can see over here at the top right,
I've got the average, the sum, so on, based on only this information that I am selecting. Pretty useful tool here, but you have the ability to turn that on or off if you would like. Next, we have the ability to pull in only generic or non-generic tasks, or obviously you can select all, but if you have a preference, if you only want to see the generic tasks, you only want to see custom tasks, you can identify that here. Next option is how you want your weeks to display. So let me click out of here and navigate to my weekly mode. To go back to my options. Right now, the display, so here where it shows 10 February 2025, that is the start date of that week. You can change that to be the end date of the week, or you can change that to be the number of week. So just a bit of customizing that you can do there. Next option, resource type filter. Do you want to see all of your resources? Do you want to see only individual resources? Or do you want to see only team resources? You can identify that here. Team resources are a new type of resource. I believe we'll have some more videos on that if you want to check that out. And then last but certainly not least is the ability to filter by resource request status. So if you only want to see